Good morning. So last week we took the carpet out of this primary bedroom. You may have seen that video. In doing so, I noticed in the corners of two of the back corners here that there was some water damage. One of them seems to still be active. Looks like it's still wet over here in this closet corner. I don't know if you guys can see this or not, but that right there tells me that there's probably a leak coming off of the roof back there. This one up front here looks like it's been a problem in the past, but it seems to be dry for now. Also, in looking at a lot of these windows, we've noticed, 3 out of the 5 windows have kind of some water damage up in the tops. You see there, well, kind of see there. But because of that, we also have some water damage on the floor. So looks like I'm going to be replacing some of the flooring once I figure out where this water's coming in, and make sure I get it cleaned up outside and caulked up or whatever I've got to do to the tin roof to make sure it doesn't keep leaking. So because of this, I think today what I'll do is go out into the kitchen. I'll show you that next, and we're going to tear out the carpet that's out here in this dining room and living room and see if there's any more leaks under these windows, see how the subfloor looks out here so we can make a better guess of how much it's going to cost us to do a full floor renovation or just replace pieces. Up here comes the dogs, gotta come in and say hi. So as you can see, there's some items I still have to move. I'm gonna start in this dining room area. This has the least amount of furniture in it, so I'm gonna clean up there, and then I'll be moving all of this stuff in here out of the living room over into this area or outside. Some of it's getting tossed, and start tearing up that carpet. So it's gonna be a big day. Come along, see what we do. This cabinet and the items that are stored on top of it are going into storage, as we have some interest in using them again in the future. The transition with this carpet into the kitchen was the easiest place to start. It gave me something to grip onto to get the sides pulled up from each of the walls. Pulling up the pad was a little bit of a hassle. There were a lot of staples along the edges and down the center. Almost all the staples stayed in the floor and the pad just ripped up around them. I guess this means I'll be coming back through with a pair of pliers and pulling up each of these staples. Not only is that going to be fun, but these tack strips all along the walls are rotten. I'm going to come back with a better tool later. The first find on this cabinet was a Christmas disco 8-track. Then some brass bells and a brass cat figurine. This was an interesting hand-carved wooden fish. Some old MRE compressed fuel heaters. The remaining items were personal, so I didn't show them. Now it was time to pull up the carpet in the living room and get the rest of the items out of the way. We keep an electric heating pad on this couch for the cats so they can stay warm through the cold nights. We also sit on it when visiting the property, as well as the other 2 chairs that you've seen in the videos. There was a piece of wood stuck in the corner. I thought it was odd until I realized that the panel had been pulled off the wall and there used to be a fireplace there. Now the carpet's all clear, I can finally pull the rest of it up, see what we've got to work with underneath. A little bit more of that metal tacking for the transition into the hallway. The rest of the carpet pulled up pretty well, which made it easy to fold and get it out of there. I need longer arms. I couldn't reach all the way around it. Time to improvise something. As I watched myself, I started to laugh. I realized I looked like a Super Mario with my white gloves, white shirt, and overalls. If we can't laugh at ourselves, who can we laugh at? Before I had even started pulling up the carpet, the electric heater had fallen off the wall. lots of debris behind it, so I thought I'd sweep it up before I got to these tack strips. Every single one of these wooden strips was old and rotten. It made it very difficult to pull up. I had to bring them up in pieces, many pieces. This corner of the room was particularly difficult as there was a hole drilled in the floor to allow wiring to come up into the house, and there was a lot of moisture that collected there. I paid extra attention with the air ducts so that my pieces wouldn't fall inside. Oh no, the part I've been dreading, pulling all the staples. Apparently the green carpet was not the original carpet. In this corner there was brown carpet that was stuck under the wall. They even used a different staple which was much harder to pull up. I had to spend a lot more time in this corner than I wanted to. Once I was clear of the original staples, the new staples were a little bit easier to pull up and it went a lot quicker. Well, pulling these staples out of this floor is going to take me a while. I don't think you want to sit here and watch hours and hours of me picking through every staple on this floor, but got to do it so that we can put a new laminate down on top, or maybe pull up the existing linoleum. I don't know yet. I've been told that pulling up linoleum is not easy, especially on old wood, because it'll end up peeling the wood up and then you'll have holes. I have to replace a lot of this anyway. As you can see, as I talked about before, there's a lot of water damage under each window. I'm sure I'll find some more over on this window. Actually, this one might be okay because it's underneath an awning, or underneath a porch, so it might be good, but we'll see when we get that cushion up. But it's gonna be a lot of work and it's gonna take a lot of time, but it's worth it to have it done and have it done right. So come back next time, we'll pull up the rest of that cushion and we'll start pulling up some of this flooring and cutting it out and getting some new pieces in and fixing some of the leaks on the roof. There'll be a bunch of things that we're gonna do, so come back, see you later.